Life of P, Yann Martel. 1. Read the back cover blurb of the novel Life of Pi. What do you know about this book? If you don't know the story, what themes would you imagine the book to be about? Back cover blurb, open quote. After the tragic sinking of a cargo ship, a solitary lifeboat remains bobbing on the wild blue Pacific. The only survivors from the wreck are a 16-year-old boy in Pi, a hyena, a zebra with a broken leg, a female orangutan, and a 450-pound Royal Bengal tiger. The scene is set for one of the most extraordinary works of fiction in recent years. Close quote. Now, to read this review of the novel, is it positive or negative? What is a fable? Open quote. Life of Pi is black magic and reality, a subtle and sophisticated fable about belief in its many guises. 3. Match these story types to the definitions. 1. Allegory. 2. Legend, myth. 4. Fable. A popular story handed down from earlier times, usually believed to have some historical basis. B. A story or painting which represents abstract ideas where the characters have a symbolic meaning. C. An ancient story about gods or heroes with supernatural powers. D. A story making an educational point, often with animals as characters. 4. Read the extract from Life of Pi on the next page. How many people and animals are mentioned? Which character is Richard Parker? 5. Find words in the extract with these meanings. 1. Without parents. 2. A long, thin wooden pole to row a boat with. 3. Chances, possibilities. 4. A life preserver in the shape of a ring. 5. Difficult to manage. 6. The weather. 7. Move around in search of prey. 8. Sudden forward movement, often to attack. 9. Broken remains of a ship. 10. A strong waterproof cloth. National 6. Use the context to guess the meaning of these phrases in the extract. 1. In the light of reason, L4. 2. Relative safety, L7. 3. One terror at a time, L13. 4. Burbling and belching, 17. 5. Proceed with extreme caution, 28. Close quote. Answer the questions about the extract. 1. At which point in the story do you think the extract comes from? 2. How does Pi feel while hanging onto the oar? 3. How does he organise himself with the life buoy and oar for greater safety? 4. At which point in the extract does the storm stop? 5. Why does Pi decide to get into the lifeboat? 6. How does he calculate his chances? 7. What do you learn about Pi's character from this extract? And 8. Read the information and extract in the box below. A story within a story. Open quote. After he has recovered from surviving 227 days in a lifeboat with a tiger, Pi is interviewed by 2 officials investigating the sinking of the ship. They don't believe his animal story and ask for another story. So Pi tells another with only humans in the lifeboat. Here is the 2 men's conclusion about Pi's second story, talking between themselves. So the Taiwanese sailor is the zebra, his mother is the orangutan, the cook is the hyena, which means he's the tiger. Yes, the tiger killed the hyena and the blind Frenchman, just as he killed the cook. Close quote. Why do you think the officials prefer the animal story? What do you think? Is it possible that a boy can survive in a lifeboat with a tiger for so long? Which story do you believe? Why? What do you think it says about you as a person? What point is the author trying to make about belief? Project. Choose a fable, myth, legend, or parable from a film or book. Find out more about it and write a summary of the story. Then write an explanation or interpretation of what it means.
Pages 40 and 41. Exercise 4. Life of Pi. I was alone and orphaned in the middle of the Pacific, hanging on to an oar, an adult tiger in front of me, sharks beneath me, a storm raging about me. Had I considered my prospects in the light of reason, I surely would have given up and let go of the oar, hoping that I might drown before being eaten. But I don't recall that I had a single thought during those first minutes of relative safety. I didn't even notice daybreak. I held on to the oar. I just held on. God only knows why. After a while, I made good use of the lifebuoy. I lifted it out of the water and put the oar through its hole. I worked it down until the ring was hugging me. Now it was only with my legs that I had to hold on. If Richard Parker appeared, it would be more awkward to drop from the oar, but one terror at a time. Pacific before Tiger. The elements allowed me to go on living. The lifeboat did not sink. Richard Parker kept out of sight. The sharks prowled but did not lunge. The waves splashed me but did not pull me off. I watched the ship as it disappeared with much burbling and belching. Lights flickered and went out. I looked about for my family, for survivors, for another lifeboat, for anything that might bring me hope. There was nothing. Only rain, marauding waves of black ocean, and the flotsam of tragedy. The darkness melted away from the sky. The rain stopped. I could not stay in the position I was in forever. I was cold. My neck was sore from holding up my head and from all the craning I had been doing. My back hurt from leaning against the lifebuoy, and I needed to be higher up if I were to see other lifeboats. I inched my way along the oar till my feet were against the bow of the boat. I had to proceed with extreme caution. My guess was that Richard Parker was on the floor of the lifeboat beneath the tarpaulin, his back to me, facing the zebra, which he had no doubt killed by now. Of the 5 senses, tigers rely the most on their sight. Their eyesight is very keen, especially in detecting motion. Their hearing is good, their smell is average. I mean, compared to other animals, of course. Next to Richard Parker, I was deaf, blind, and nose-dead. But at the moment he could not see me, and in my wet condition could probably not smell me. And what with the whistling of the wind and the hissing of the sea as the waves broke, if I were careful, he would not hear me. I had a chance, so long as he did not sense me. If he did, he would kill me right away.